Welcome to Mainland, your local regional television station. I'm Graham O'Brien and some of the stories coming up in today's news. Caver goes deep, where did everyone go from Trafalgar, money keeps coming in for Araroa Beach, and more. Intrepid explorer of the depths and some of New Zealand's most hard to get to places, Kieran Mackay, is now firmly located to Golden Bay from the North Island. He has had a busy New Year period already this year, going underground to places where no man has gone before. I caught up with Kieran this week to find out about some of his adventures and discoveries under Takaka Caves in Canaan Downs and Mount Owen. Kieran, what makes you do it?
Sometimes, I actually ask myself the same question because it's really hard work sometimes, and you're miserable, wet and cold, and you're getting beaten, and you think, oh my goodness, why am I doing this? But really, the reason we do it is that it's the last place really on this planet we can easily go where no one's ever been before, right? When we're going places that have formed before mankind existed on this planet, and we're exploring kilometres of this sort of countryside, and it's bloody exciting.
And you're making unusual discoveries?
Yeah, well, we are. We're finding huge, big tunnels, big rivers, miles underground. We're abseiling down big shafts. We're diving underwater to find these things. So yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah. And then we hear you've been up on on Takaka Hill recently. What have you been up to up there?
Takaka Hill is kind of like a neat little mecca for caving, and there's an awful lot of caves up there. And there's two big springs on Takaka Hill. One on this side, in the Riwaka. Probably many people know about the Riwaka. And on the Takaka side, we've got a big spring called Gorge Creek. It's up the head of the Gorge Creek River. So Canaan Downs area, that all drains into the Gorge Creek.
Sure.
Right, so we're exploring a cave in there. It's called Corkscrew Cave. It's called Corkscrew because it winds its way down pretty much like a corkscrew. Goes down 200 metres with a very strong wind blowing into it. And we thought we'd follow that wind because often wind leads you to basically big extensions. Right? Wind goes in the top of the mountain, wind comes out the bottom. So we followed the wind and went up a big shaft. So we decided to start climbing. And we climbed. And after about probably, about 5 or 6 trips, we suddenly realised that we weren't going to find a big extension, and we're actually right on the surface. Wow. We basically climbed our way 200 metres back to the surface. In a way, kind of funny. We had a bit of a chuckle about it, but also, it's quite a neat extension too. And then on the Takaka side of Takaka Hill, we've got a big cave called Ironstone Cave, which is found by Tony Salmon and some of the other Takaka cavers. And they explored upstream about 1.5 kilometres, and we continued on climbing up big waterfalls, and we ended up climbing up 350 metres and got to within 20 metres of the surface, and we're very close to finding a top entrance to that cave, and that's awesome, really exciting. So the Ironstone Caves, found back in about 7 years ago, and over a period of years now we've climbed up 350 metres, and now we've found we're within 20 metres of the surface. We're trying to find a top entrance. Now if we find this top entrance, it'll actually rival Harwood's Hole for the deepest through cave on Takaka Hill, and I reckon it's going to be a better trip, and it's an awesome trip. There's just rivers, there's waterfalls, there's big lakes in the cave, amazing formations, big abseils. It's incredibly good fun. It's been an amazing cave to explore.
Yeah, sounds fantastic, and we can see why you're so enthusiastic about it. How about what's the next big expedition? You've been up Takaka Hill. What's on the plans now?
Yeah, so our next big trip is onto Mount Owen, and Mount Owen, massive big block of marble. A lot of locals know Mount Owen quite well, but on the southern side of Mount Owen we have our longest cave. It's called the Bulmer System, 70 kilometres long, and it's still growing, getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Most of the water in Bulmer drains to the south, but one small stream, a friend of mine, Neil Silverwood, he went in there and put a whole lot of green dye in the water, and he found out that the dye came out at the Blue Creek Spring, which is on the northern side of the mountain, and it's miles away.
Yeah.
Right, so you've got a huge big gap where there's been no major caves found. So our expedition is going to the northern side, and we're hoping to find our way down into the pathway that dye went through. Well,
yeah, and I looked at the map before. I mean, it's at least twice as far as the one on the southern side.
Yeah. Well, the Bulmer from entrance to the end, I think it's about 5 or 6 kilometres. From the end of the cave to Blue Creek's another 8 or 10 kilometres.
Wow.
Yeah, it's massive.
It's
huge. Yeah, it's going to be a huge cave to be found in there. And we won't find it in our lifetime, but it'll be something to start for people, and we can hand it over to someone else, and that's what we want.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
And what's one of your best experiences in caving? Like one of the biggest finds, or one of the best things you've done? And I'll also ask you what's one of your worst experiences?
Yeah. I always expect those questions. I suppose the best experience was connecting the Stormy Pot system to Needlebed. That still rates as the best day of caving in my entire life. That was incredible because we worked so hard to get it, and then just suddenly there we were. We'd actually gone from Needlebed, we're in Stormy Pot, and it was amazing. And suddenly there was 5 years of our lives were just over, and made this incredible connection. 1,200 metre deep cave, and it's an amazing through trip. Yeah, incredible through trip.
Great. And how about your scariest experience? I mean, you're way underground, you're in water, small spaces. I mean, it's not everyone's cup of tea.
No, there's been many kind of scary experiences, but I suppose one that kind of stands out in my mind right now, I do a lot of cave diving, and I was in a little tiny wee dive. It was only about 6 or 7 meters long, and I got really stuck in it, and I was stuck underwater there for quite a while. I'm thinking, I can't move forward, I can't move backwards. Just relax, got in here, I can get out, and eventually managed to slowly wiggle my way back out again.
And that's with tanks on?
Yeah, not on my back, the tanks are on the side.
Tanks are on the sides?
Yeah, and that just gives you a bit more low profile and stuff.
And so when you talk about, you're going to follow the system down, when you go down, you climb down and you get to water, what are you doing then? Are you just throwing yourself in and keeping your fingers crossed? Is that you're going to pop out the other side?
Well, the diving's not quite like that. Being underwater is actually quite, it's probably the easiest, more relaxing part of the trip. You carried all your kit underground, which is really hard work, get into the water and go, I can relax and float now. So there's two kind of approaches to it. Either you want the dive to go a long way, right, which is very nice, but it takes a lot of kit. But most of the caves we're exploring, especially on Mount Owen, where we'll be doing some diving, we want the dives to be quite short, because then more people can go through. It's easier if we get more people through them. Sure.
And you're just sort of diving under that bit and popping up on the other side and carrying on.
Yeah, and hopefully we'll get into more river passage on the other side, and that river passage will keep going down.
Yeah, I had to laugh because thinking about being underwater in the cave that far underground is probably not everyone's idea of a relaxing trip.
No, but to us it's just another technique to explore a cave, just like abseiling or anything else. It's just another technique to keep getting down that cave, and it's something that we always go out and learn it, and we just do it. It's just an obstacle to pass.
Sure.
Yeah, we just approach it like that.
And with your expeditions, I mean, obviously everything costs money. How will you do for fun? What do you do for fundraising? Are you bringing people up to these trips and people can come along on this next trip, or?
Well, what we're doing, if there's any trampers out there want to come up and visit us, we're more than welcome. I'd love to see them.
Bring the chocolate biscuits.
It's right. Bring some chocolate biscuits, maybe a beer or two. We'd love it. If there's any other cavers out there want to come and join us, come along.
Sure.
We'd love to have more help up there. But as far as funding goes, we do. I'm always out there trying to get people to support us. And this year we've been supported by one of the local companies, Absolute Wilderness, who's given us a ton of freeze-dry meals.
Nice.
Even One Square Meals, the company that makes One Square Meals, they're paying for one of the helicopter flights, and that's just fantastic. And really good. And our national organisation, the New Zealand Speleological Society, gave us a grant to also help pay for a helicopter flight as well.
Wow.
So that's just a huge boost. Makes it easy for us.
Makes it a lot easier when you take the helicopter up there, doesn't it?
Yeah, totally. There's no way we can walk in with the gear. It's just too heavy.
Sure.
It's too much of it.
And when you're underground, you're finding any creepy crawlies or anything unusual? You got guys in there that are studying this?
Yeah, we've got one of my mates, one of the guys who's also organising the expedition, Troy. He's a biologist, and he'll often stop when we're exploring a big passage. He'll just stop, head goes down, bum goes up, and goes, "Look what I found!" And you come up with some little tiny, wee little white bug that he's just seen. Yeah, it's incredible.
Nothing he can put his name on yet?
Not yet. I don't think he's found a new species yet, but I'm pretty certain one day he will.
Great.
Yeah.
Hey, Kieran, thanks very much for your time, and all the best for your upcoming trip.
Oh, thanks very much. Yeah,
Cheers.
Great.
This time of year is usually a great time for small furry animals to be looking for a new home. Chrissy Small caught up with Donna Wazell of SPCA this week to find out how pet adoptions have been going from their Nelson base and what animals are still waiting for that special someone to love and treasure them.
Donna, it's always a busy time after Christmas. Tell me, how are you going for pet adoptions and what is available for people?
Gosh, we're going quite well for pet adoptions at the moment. We've been really fortunate with the kittens. So as soon as they're pretty much up for adoption, they've all been being adopted. So really fortunate there. But they are still coming through, and they're up for adoption pretty much every day. And we've got new kittens coming through. So yeah, people are looking for a new kitten, definitely come and see us. What seems to stick around a bit longer is these lovely adult cats, like poor Ruby here. She's been here for about 4 or 5 months now. So yeah, absolutely, the adult cats are desperate to find homes, and they sort of do seem to hang around, like I say, for a little bit longer. Got a few dogs in, just got a nice litter of puppies come in this morning that have actually been born at the centre and raised here, so all really well adjusted and lovely little pups, all boys, beardy type crosses, so yeah, nice litter of pups up for adoption. I've also got quite a few adult dogs in that coming through as well, so yeah, people looking for adult dogs, they should come and see us.
Great. Now look, I see we've still got Ruby. She was here, before Christmas. She's a lovely tabby cat. You're looking for a home for her, obviously. Has there been anyone interested?
Oh, there's been a couple of people that have looked at Ruby, but yeah, she's slightly older, I think, and yeah, she's about 5 years old, and maybe has a little bit of a grumpy look about her face sometimes, so she's probably not people's first choice, unfortunately, but she'd make a lovely companion for somebody, so yeah, desperate to find her a home.
Yeah, she's looking very like she wants a bit of affection there. I had a wee hello before. Now tell me, so you've got your puppies, you've got your kittens. What about other animals at the moment? Have you got many other animals here?
We've got a few strays and things, but they're not quite ready. A guinea pig's got adopted this morning, which was great. So we've got a guinea pig that's a stray and a chicken that's just come in as a stray. So once they've done their stray time, if they're not claimed, then they'll be up for adoption. But yeah, that's about all just at the moment.
The Give a Little fundraiser website seems to be a great place for people to fundraise for everything from a holiday to cancer treatment. And now even a beach in our Abel Tasman National Park to enable it to be put into the public domain.
I'll just start again. The Abel Tasman National Park is a place where most might be under the impression is in entirety a public place. However, some parts of it have remained in the public domain by those who have had a long family history of the coast before the Abel Tasman became New Zealand's smallest national park. Overnight on Wednesday this week, the Give a Little site had crashed overnight from people who had pledged a total of $264,530 to buy the Awaroa beachfront property that's up for sale. The fundraiser was set up by a Christchurch man who wants to see it returned to the public domain after a Christmas Day conversation discussing things New Zealand, and his family decided to give everyday people a chance to try to keep this beautiful and picturesque piece of New Zealand for the public. With the owners wanting to see offers of over $2 million for the beachfront property, which comes with 3 buildings, a one-room cabin, a basic converted wool shed and an old fishing vessel, the property is also attracting a lot of interest from overseas buyers. However, as one person using a non-deplume area commented on a news site that the property had been on the market for a very long time. The original owners, they said, turned down a very nice offer from Doc years ago when it would have, and in their opinion should have been returned to the park. They also said they later sold it to the current owner for much less than the Doc offer. The commentator said the beach is used by every water taxi in the park every day and that it is never going to be challenged. And that anyone mad enough to pay $2 million plus for this will get what the current owner has, a piece of land and a beach that should be in public ownership as it is. The buildings are abandoned and falling down with the owners hardly having been there. The commentator also said that Doc should buy it for half of what is asked, which would be a quarter of what they offered 9 or so years ago.
I went out onto the street and asked people about if they give to Give a Little.
It's definitely a really good thing to give to, and I believe New Zealanders should hang on to their assets instead of selling them overseas.
And have you ever donated to Give a Little cause, and what causes would you if you did?
Yes, I have. Mainly the important ones, people who are struggling, cancer, that kind of thing.
I think that that's a great idea. When I work in real estate, and when I first started in real estate, that was my first listing, that property. Wow. And it's an awesome property. If they can make it so that public have got full access, etc. Hey, that's all good and well. But at the same time, if somebody wants to buy it, again, hey, I expected that they would have by now built something real swanky on there. But they haven't. They haven't spoilt it. It's exactly the same as when I sold it. So, and it's brilliant. It's because it's real Kiwiana stuff.
And have you ever donated on a Give a Little page before for anything? And if you have, what cause did you donate to?
No, I haven't. But I must admit, I do donate to things. Well, like we've got a child over in Tanzania, that sort of thing. Social conscience. You feel like you want to give back. So yes, I do that.
I think it's a brilliant idea. Yeah.
Nelson's last historic 1920s department store building, Trathans, in the city's main street is set to be demolished mid-year, and of the 25 public submissions to the resource consent, not one objected to the demolition. The owner, Trathan Properties Chief Executive Michelle Trathan, said the company planned to construct a multi-million-dollar two-storey complex which they will hope will breathe new life into the city's main street, with space upstairs for outdoor dining to be completed before the end of the year. We asked people in Nelson their thoughts on the demolition of this grand old building.
Very sad actually. We've got lots of memories of that building. When we came to Nelson in 1970, we used to have lunch up there in that beautiful window because there was a cafe up there, and the shop itself, it served you know, it was good for Nelson. It was lots of memories, and I feel quite sad. Plus it's a beautiful building. Yes.
Yeah, it's a shame. But if it's necessary, well, that's life, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't know what will go. I just hope whatever goes in its place is going to be nice, because there's some awful places around here. Yeah.
Some awful rebuilds.
If we had an earthquake, would it stand up? You know, like, all right after the fact to say, oh, well, we should have done this and we should have done that. It's a shame. It's a lovely old building, but at the end of the day, public safety is where it counts.
And then we got all the new earthquake strengthening laws coming all at once.
Yeah, like so I guess you could do something with that, you know, like sort of try and strengthen it up, but it costs a lot of money, and you know, so you may be just far better off just to start with something new.
Yeah. And hopefully it'll fit in.
Well, you know, at the end of the day, take a look. Yeah. It'll fit in. It will fit in. They'll make it fit in. You know, look right next door. You know, there's a modern building, but essentially, public safety is where it counts. Yeah.
Well, I would hate to see it go personally, because even though I don't live in Nelson, I've been coming here for 40 years, and that is sort of like an icon.
Yeah.
But if it's to do with earthquakes, or you know, they don't feel like it's safe, and it's, you know, they've got to do what they've got to do.
And how do you feel about the new buildings that are going up in Nelson, seeing as you've been coming here for 40 years?
Well, some of them leave a lot to be desired, and it's nice to see the traditional things, and they could keep them, you know, the way that they should be, but that's not the way of the world, is it?
No. Robert, you've got the shop across from the Trathan building. You look at it all day long. What do you think about it coming down?
Look, it's a sad thing for it to come down. It's a bit of Nelson's history, and it's unfortunate. Once it comes down, it's gone forever. So it is a shame. And of course, we do get plenty of passer-buyers taking photos. There's hardly a day that goes by that someone doesn't take a photo of that building. So it would be a real shame.
Yeah, that's right. And what do you think about the new buildings that are going up in some of these old buildings places?
Yeah, that's it. I can understand that there is earthquake issues, but I'm sure there's a way of working around that. At least keeping the facade, I believe, because that is a part of the history, but certainly replacing the rest of the shop with modern material and building technology, I think would be a good thing.
The Rutherford redevelopment, including the Trafalgar Centre and neighbouring buildings, seems to be going smoothly, or is it? Community Artworks and the Small Ball Rifle Association have all seen their buildings demolished as part of the redevelopment, and users of the two buildings, including the Highland Pipe Band Hall, have had to relocate to other spaces. I went to find some of those who have had to relocate to see how things have been for them with the move, and caught up with Faye Wolf, manager of Community Artworks. Faye, you moved from Rutherford Park. You're in this big the old hunting and fishing building. How's the move been for you?
Interesting, but we're happy to be here. This is a much bigger space than we've had before. It means we're going to be able to do things that we want to do. We're going to be able to involve the community more in here, and it's positive. I'm very grateful to the City Council for coming up with a solution, and we're going to move forward and get on with it.
Everyone knows how hard it is to move. You've got a lot of stuff here, more than most people. When do you think you'll be able to have it all sorted and be up and running for the community?
Next Tuesday. By next Tuesday we'll be up and running. Yep, we'll be here. Yep.
And Faye, do you need more volunteers to come down and help you with this? I mean, it's a fantastic asset for the community.
Well, we've got some projects planned that we'd love to have volunteers for. If anyone out there's interested in lantern making, we'd be certainly interested in you coming along and seeing us. We do not have a huge budget. In fact, our budget we run on about 60,000 a year, which by anybody's standards is very little. It's cost us quite a bit to move, and so we're asking for volunteers because we'd like to be able to pay you guys, but we don't have the money and we don't get the funding to do it. Yeah.
Sure. So not only volunteers, but volunteer donations as well is be appreciated.
Fantastic if you could. Every penny counts. But you know, we hate to go trawling for money. So just if you want to donate, that would be fantastic. But we're out here, we're only doing this. This is a totally community thing. It's called Art for People, and we use it a lot with people to move forward their lives. Art has a beginning and an ending and a process in between, and that's what changes things for people. And we're quite happy for people to come and do placements here too, and we do take people on placement from various institutions just so they get a feel for what we do, so they can use it to move on and find a job.
After the break, we'll bring you the latest weather update and some events and happenings coming up from around the region.
Nelson Tire Center. Great prices, great service. Buy your own Bryford trailer. All types, all sizes. See Colin Douglas for your tires and batteries.
Are you looking for a scooter, walker, wheelchair, baby seats or pushchairs? Then come in and see the Nelson Region Specialist at Mobility for You, 269 Queen Street, Richmond, opposite the library. We have a huge selection of scooters, walkers, wheelchairs and accessories, along with a free booklet guide. We also provide a breakdown service if you ever get a puncture or a flat battery. We have fully equipped service vans to rescue you. Hi, I'm Robin Jordan and I invite you to call in and see the friendly team at Mobility for You, 269 Queen Street, Richmond, opposite the library.
Why would you want to pay as much as $1,000 for a single bed mattress when you can buy a high quality locally made mattress like this for as little as $220? And a queen size mattress could cost you in excess of $3,000, but at Nelson Beds you could have a mattress like this as low as $425. So why would you go out and spend a fortune on your child's bedroom when you can come to Nelson Beds and buy a complete single mattress and base set, a 7-drawer Scotch chest, a headboard and a 3-drawer bedside cabinet for as little as $979? So call and discuss our custom manufacturing options and local after sales service at Nelson Beds, Nelson's only bedding manufacturer.
Well, the way Freeview is set up is that people should try and receive UHF Freeview first. Satellite should really only be a fallback option if you live in a country or out in the country, or you live in an area that's maybe shielded from the transmitter. If you go terrestrial, you've got the advantage that you get the mainland channels as well. So that's plus, there's an extra 8 channels there, plus 2 radio channels. So.
If you need help tuning into the digital TV channels, please give us a call. Nelson TV and Video Services, 41 Halifax Street, Millers Car Park.
.1 The Shed.
Welcome to Smugglers Pub and Cafe, open 7 days a week with free parking all day. Our lunch menus have that old-fashioned flavour where we treat you like treasure with the food you'll savour.
We cater for children, grannies and granddads too, with special rates and privileges given to the elderly lunchtime crew. Our staff are friendly and kind and want to see you all come back time after time.
Daytime or evening, it doesn't matter. Give us a call on 546 4084 and we'll be happy to spoil ya.
Victory 60 Plus is on Tuesdays at 1:30 through to 3:30 p.m. at 238 Upper Vanguard Street. You can join in for cards, games and a cuppa.
On behalf of the team here at Mainland Television News, thank you for joining us, and we'll bring you the latest news and events from around the region again tomorrow.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.
Hi, I'm Paul Mainland and you're watching Ego TV, or something along those lines.
We're the team at JCar, right here in Nelson, 120 Hardy Street. Our shop is full of electronic items,
including security alarm systems, electronic components,
solar and power,
electronics toys,
sound systems, cables, and much, much more. JCar.
120 Hardy Street, Nelson.
World War I was a defining period in our history, impacting greatly on the lives of people from the Nelson province. Memories of the First World War is an exhibition which will be displayed in a number of regional venues and is currently on at the Nelson Provincial Museum.
Welcome me hearties to Smuggler's Pub and Cafe, famous for hearty meals, craft ales and a friendly service way. Sensational seasonal menus with meals all day and evening too, or sail in for a snack with special menus for young smugglers and you. Settle in for a jolly old time, relax and enjoy our award-winning dining and lovely fine wine. Decked out in an old worldly way, we're open 7 days. Book or come on in to 8 Muritai Street, not far from a beach walk or swim. Phone 5464 084.
I'm Larry London from VOA Music Mix, bringing you news on the hour from around the world, plus music 24/7, from the latest hits to those classic favorites to jazz on Saturday mornings, plus much, much more. You can contact us by Googling Mainland TV or follow us on Facebook. Cheers from the team at Mainland Radio 1 and VOA Music Mix.
From Cresswell's on Market Street, we've fitted footwear for all seasons, all reasons. For summer times in the sounds, for solid support on the sidelines, for social events around town, for good times round the grapevines. That's why at Cresswell's we believe in fitting footwear correctly, so you get the best out of quality shoes and sandals and can then get the best out of life.
Cresswell Special Service, it's unique, helping keep Marlborough on its feet for over 60 years.
Christchurch's top 10 holiday park, situated on 5 hectares of beautiful park-like settings. Only 5 kilometres from Christchurch town centre. 10 minutes from Christchurch International Airport and minutes away from Northlands Mall and all its facilities, including a 24-hour supermarket. And just across the road is a great variety of restaurants to choose from. Christchurch Top 10 Holiday Park has been a family-owned business for over 40 years and a proud member of the Top 10 Holiday Park Group, New Zealand's premier holiday parks chain. Our Top 10 Holiday Park is world-renowned as a family park and provides a wide range of facilities such as a heated swimming pool, bike hire, free barbecues, a jumping pillow, trampolines, a family games and TV room, and wireless internet. Accommodation options cater for a wide variety to suit all needs, from tent and camper van sites to family, luxury and corporate motels. And to make life easy for wary travellers, we even have a drive-through camper van check-in. At our Top 10 Holiday Park, we even provide housing solutions for earthquake-damaged houses and help with insurance approval. Come visit the Christchurch Top 10 Holiday Park, one of New Zealand's premier holiday parks, and experience all that Canterbury and Christchurch have to offer, right on our doorstep. Christchurch's amazing Top 10 holiday park. Top experience, always.
Meadow Park, located on Cranford Street near the main North Road, Christchurch.